I'm so delighted to come to you as I discuss Mindset Development Masterclass. It is day number 6, and we are talking about love. We're talking about life. We're talking about responsibility. In the book of Proverbs, chapter number 31, verse number 12, the word of God paints a picture of a virtuous woman. And verse number 12 tells us that she will do him good all the days of our life. She will not do him evil. That is also what the man should do to the woman. The man should do the woman good all the days of his life. He must not do her evil. Now, what has this got to do with mindset development? It is because it is in our minds that we make decisions that plays out into the kind of life that we live. Your thoughts has a great deal of what to contribute in who you become. Here is a story. Love alone is not enough. Two young people fell deeply in love with each other. They had strong feelings for each other. They spent time together. They believed that love will carry them through anything. But over time, they began to argue constantly. They began to realize that their expectations was falling short. Yes, they wrote their expectations to each other, but they began to falter. Financial pressure began to increase, and eventually the relationship broke down. Not because love was absent, but because there was no commitment. There was a lot of difference in their culture, and there was lack of responsibility. There was no compatibility, and there was no understanding. Now, here is something you got to learn. Love is powerful, but love alone is not enough to build a stable future. A successful relationship requires maturity, requires commitment, requires responsibility, requires alignment, and intentional decisions. Now, feelings can bring people together, or whatever is their hidden motive behind giving in for a relationship. But it takes commitment, it takes value, it takes discipline to keep you together. It was not a feeling. She simply decided that she would do him good all of the days of his life and not evil. It means the temptation is there and the tendency for you to want to do him evil because you have the proximity to him. You've heard about wives who kill their husband in their sleep and husbands who abuse their wives to the point I heard about one. He pushed her over the window and actually murdered her in the process. So in reality, many young people enter in a relationship based on emotions, based on attraction, based on pressure, and based on their feeling of loneliness. They just want to use you to take care of their loneliness. But they ignore critical factors like commitment, compatibility, culture, vision for the future. Now, here is a key principle. When you're falling in love, do not ignore culture and compatibility, because what feels exciting today can become a challenge tomorrow. If your values are different, if your life's goals do not align, if your understanding is on two walls apart, compatibility is not there. That simply means it is just a matter of time. These are things you can't just resolve because they are core in the foundation that is necessary for a long-lasting, tolerating relationship. You can grow together. You understand each other. You can resolve conflict together. You can share similar direction in life together. That is when there is compatibility. Now, note this, that your communication style can differ. Your financial mindset may differ. Your life's goals may differ. Your emotional maturity could differ. Your cultural understanding could differ. You must make an intentional decision that you want to adjust to accommodate the other person. If not, disaster will be looming. You see 10 years, 15 years, 20 years old marriage beginning to show signs of serious cracks. It is because of this lack of compatibility. The disagreement that rises from family expectations, from tradition, from lifestyle. If you ignore these cultural differences, it could lead to family conflict, it could lead to misunderstanding or long-term tension. And then you find it out, you begin to disrespect the other person, not because somebody else will not accept them, but because you have not adjusted to accept them for who they are. So if you want to build a responsible relationship, you got to know yourself first. Pastor Ezekiel Atang once said, you discover yourself before you discover your spouse. You got to also understand each other's value, define each other's goal, and be emotionally stable first. If you know that you are still hurting from what another man did to you or from what another woman did to you, don't venture into a relationship, because you will want to punish this other person for the crimes he knows nothing about. Now, beyond being emotionally stable, you need to know that if you are not healed from the pain that you are coming out with from something that somebody else did to you, that pain will resurface and you will be seeing this other person in the eyes of the person who hurt you. Choose with intention. Do not choose based on feelings alone. Ask yourself, are we compatible? Ask yourself, do we share values? Ask yourself, can we build something that is forever together? Build, don't just enjoy. A relationship is not just for enjoyment. It is for growth. It is for communication, honest communication. It is for you to be able to plan the future together. There are some people that really want their husband to be small. The moment you show signs of becoming great, they feel insecure, they feel intimidated. They can't place themselves in your life when your next season opens. They cannot handle who you're becoming. You must understand that these warning signs is something you don't have to look away from. When you begin to notice lack of respect for your culture, lack of respect for your people, that is a core thing that cannot be overlooked. It should not be overlooked. Now note this, that these serious differences has a way of rearing its ugly head, and it will be damaging. That is why you can see today, people that so loved each other are now the same people that hate each other and want to do anything to damn the other person. It is not necessary, especially when children are involved. Do not ignore red flags, hoping they will disappear. They don't disappear. Here is a practical exercise. Get some relationship clarity. Write down, what kind of a partner do I need for where I'm going, not just what I want. Ask yourself, will he or she accommodate who I'm becoming? What values are non-negotiable to me? I sing. There are those who don't appreciate singing. I pray, and I pray loud. There are those who don't appreciate praying loud. I know about a relationship or a family or a marriage that broke down because the wife loves spicy food and the husband is the opposite. It broke down. Now, and also understand that you need to assess yourself. Ask yourself, am I emotionally ready for a relationship? Can I take responsibility? Am I just seeking comfort or a relief from my loneliness, or because of my age, I just want to settle down? Do this compatibility check with yourself. What makes relationship work at the long term is the commitment that you bring to the table. She is determined to do him good, not evil. Not only 1 year, all the days of his or her life. You have to shift from thinking from an emotional decision and think intentionally. Many broken marriages today or relationships today broke down because they lack clarity in the time they were doing the planning. They lacked understanding. They lacked compatibility. And greed sets in when one partner thinks he or she has achieved what she wanted. I entered into a conversation with some two young ladies, and they said, all we want is a man that will give us 3 children. We don't want to have kids with different men. The moment we have the 3 children, we want him out. And once a man is in a marriage where the woman already feel she has achieved her goal and no longer need him, there will be no more commitment to make things work. The same thing with the man or with the woman. Once the man no longer needs the woman, there is no more commitment to make things work. You will be praying, having meetings on settlement, but it never yields any result. Let me conclude by saying this. Love is not just about how you feel. It is about how you live, how you grow, how you build the future together. So choose with wisdom, build with intention, and protect your future. I love you, and I believe in who you're becoming. Here is a mindset on love, on life, and on responsibility. My prayer is that God will order your steps because of the treasure you hold. You will not understand why Jesus was not married. God, in his own wisdom, must have understood that it is very easy for a woman to sabotage a major assignment or for a man to sabotage a major assignment. The good news is that when we cross time into eternity, there is no marriage, there's no giving in marriage. So while we have it here on the earth, let's hold the book of Proverbs, chapter 31, verse 12. Do each other good all the days of your life, not evil. God bless you. Shalom.